Nightlife in the shadow of Angkor Wat. That's not something most people expect, but that's exactly what Siem Reap offers after dark. This isn't Bangkok, it's not Pattaya, and if you come here expecting chaos, you'll misunderstand the city completely. In this video, I'll break down Siem Reap nightlife exactly as it is, where people actually go, what works, what doesn't, and how to enjoy it without confusion or bad decisions. No hype, no myths, just real, on-the-ground experience. To make things easy, I've put together a custom Siem Reap nightlife map. All the key areas marked. You'll find it linked in the description. And if you want more than just videos, real updates, local insights, and a community of fellow nomads who actually have your back while moving through Southeast Asia, there's also the Lazy Nomad VIP Telegram. It's more than content, it's people who've been there. Now let's start with the one thing you need to understand first, where nightlife in Siem Reap actually is. Welcome to Lazy Nomad. You're the hardest working lazy explorer of Southeast Asia's night scene. We venture into the neon wilderness so you can enjoy the adventure from the comfort of your couch. From the electric avenues to the hidden corners of nightlife unknown, Lazy Nomad braves the buzzing streets and sultry sounds to bring you the most captivating walking tours and cultural deep dives. With a blend of humor, insight, and the occasional lazy detour, we're your authoritative guide to the nocturnal wonders of this vibrant region. Remember, in the world of Lazy Nomad, every night is an adventure waiting to be lazily explored. Our motto is, working tirelessly so you don't have to, unless it's to hit the subscribe button. Before we dive into the nightlife itself, let's get one thing straight, where it actually is. Siem Reap's nightlife isn't spread across a massive city like Bangkok or Manila. It's compact, walkable, and built around just a few key zones. Once you understand this layout, everything becomes much easier. The main hub is Pub Street, basically Street 8 and the Old Market area. This is where most bars, restaurants, and the main party atmosphere are concentrated. Places start opening in the late afternoon, but the real buzz begins after sunset. Most venues peak between roughly 5 p.m. and midnight, so that's your core nightlife window. Right next to Pub Street, you've got the night market area and nearby side lanes. These spots are more relaxed, good for food, casual drinks, or easing into the night before things get louder. And if you head a bit further out towards Sok San Road and Funky Lane, you'll find backpacker-style bars and late-night alternatives, usually with a different crowd and a more laid-back feel. The key thing to understand is this: Siem Reap nightlife is simple and centralized. It's noticeably calmer than many other Southeast Asian cities, and you don't need to travel far to switch vibes. To make it even easier, I've put together a custom Siem Reap nightlife map with all the key areas marked. You'll find the link in the video description. Use it to navigate the city without guessing. Alright, welcome to the heart of Siem Reap nightlife, Pub Street. This is the famous strip everyone talks about. A dense block of restaurants, open front bars, sports bars, loud music, neon lights, and that classic, let's see where the night goes, energy. Drinks are usually affordable, food is everywhere, and the vibe is very easygoing. You can show up alone, with friends, dressed casual. Nobody cares. That's the beauty of Pub Street. Now, here's how to pick your spot without overthinking it. You've basically got two styles. Open front beer bars where you sit facing the street, people watch, and keep it simple. And sit-down restaurants where it's more about food first, comfort, and a calmer pace. If you're sensitive to noise, don't fight it. Pick a place one street back, or take a seat deeper inside. Pub Street can get loud fast. You'll also see the famous bucket drinks around here. It's part of the backpacker culture, but I'm not here to glorify it. Just understand what it is. A big mixed drink meant for sharing, and it can hit harder than you expect. So if you're new, start slow, avoid stacking orders, and keep your night under control. And one more thing most tourist guides don't explain properly. In many beer and sports bars, you'll notice local Khmer girls just hanging out with a drink, like it's a normal night out. They're not staff, they're not working the bar, but venues generally don't mind them being around. because it naturally creates a more social, lively atmosphere. If you've got a bit of confidence, you'll be surprised how easy it is to start a normal conversation here. Just keep it friendly, keep it classy, and don't assume anything. Pub Street is social, but your attitude decides how smooth your night will be. Now let's talk about nightclubs. And this is where expectations really matter. When people hear club, they often imagine big standalone venues like in Bangkok or Manila. Siem Reap works differently. Clubs do exist here, but they're usually woven directly into the pub street energy, not separated from it. The most recognizable example is Temple Club, right on Pub Street. It's one of the few places that clearly fits the club label. Louder music, a packed dance floor, and a crowd that comes specifically to dance rather than just sit and drink. Around it, you'll also find bar-club hybrids, where the line between bar and club gets pretty blurry. So what do you actually get inside? Music is usually commercial, hip-hop, EDM, and party classics. Nothing too underground. The crowd is a mix: travelers, backpackers, expats passing through, and locals who come out later in the night. Peak time is typically after 9 or 10 p.m., once Pub Street is already in full swing. And yes, these spots do attract local girls who come out socially just like anyone else heading to a busy nightlife area. They're part of the crowd, not part of the venue. The atmosphere is casual and social, not high pressure. If you're respectful and relaxed, conversations happen naturally. But again, don't assume anything. This isn't a high-intensity club scene. The main thing to understand is this: Siem Reap clubs are about energy, not scale. You're here for a fun, compact party experience, not massive productions or all-night marathons. If you come in with the right mindset, it works exactly as intended. All right, now let's talk about something you'll definitely notice around Pub Street: fixers and touts. You'll usually see them at the edges and entrances of busy areas, right where crowds slow down. The opening line is almost always the same: "Tuk-tuk, sir?" And from there, the offer can expand into "special place," "good bar," or "I show you something nearby." Now here's the important part. Not every tout is a scammer. Many are simply trying to earn a living by offering rides or recommendations. That said, the system works on pressure and convenience, so you need to stay sharp and in control. My rule is simple: you decide where you're going, not them. If you don't already know the place being suggested, don't follow anyone to an unknown spot just because it sounds easy or nearby. That's how people end up somewhere they didn't plan to be. For tuk-tuks and rides, always agree on the price and the destination up front. No vague, "we'll see" routes, no last-minute changes. If something feels unclear, walk away. There are plenty of options around. And if you want to keep things as smooth as possible, use reputable transport options. For example, arranging rides through your hotel, guest house, or a known provider. It removes guesswork and keeps the night stress-free. The takeaway here isn't fear, it's awareness. Stay polite, stay calm, and stay in control. Do that, and this part of Siem Reap nightlife becomes easy to handle. Now let's clear up one of the most misunderstood topics in Siem Reap nightlife: what's real and what's just rumor. When you're around busy nightlife areas, especially later in the evening, you may be approached by people starting casual conversations. That's not unique to Siem Reap. It happens in tourist areas all over the world. This isn't about labels, it's about how you handle the situation. If someone starts talking to you, keep everything public, relaxed, and pressure-free. Choose places with people around, don't let anyone rush you into decisions, and never feel obligated to continue a conversation just to be polite. If something doesn't feel right, trust your instinct and step away. That's always okay. A few simple awareness rules help a lot here. Don't flash cash, don't overshare personal details, and keep your plans flexible. You're there to enjoy the night, not to negotiate or explain yourself. Most importantly, remember this: you don't owe anyone anything. Friendly conversation is normal in social nightlife areas, but your boundaries matter. Stay respectful, stay calm, and stay in control. Handled this way, this part of Siem Reap nightlife stays exactly what it should be: low drama, straightforward, and easy to navigate. Now let's briefly touch on hostess bars because they do exist in Siem Reap, mostly off Pub Street, around areas like Sok San Road, but they're often misunderstood. In simple terms, these are venues designed for social drinking, where staff are present to keep the atmosphere lively and engaging. Expectations can vary from place to place, and this is where many tourists get confused, especially if they're comparing Siem Reap to Thailand or other parts of Southeast Asia. Here's the important context. Hostess bars are not a major part of Siem Reap nightlife. The local scene is quite limited, and these venues tend to cater mostly to long-term expats rather than short-term visitors. If you're coming for pub street energy or a social mixed crowd, this usually isn't where that happens. That said, out of curiosity, some people do check them out. And if you do, a few basic rules matter. Always make sure pricing is clear up front, stay respectful, and pay attention to how comfortable you feel. If the vibe isn't for you, just leave. No explanations needed. The key takeaway is this: don't build your Siem Reap nightlife expectations around hostess bars. They exist here, like they do in many Southeast Asian cities, but they're very much a side note, not the main experience. For most visitors, Pub Street and the surrounding areas offer a far better and more natural way to enjoy the city after dark. Now let's talk about massage parlors, because this is another area where knowing the difference really matters. In Siem Reap, like in many tourist towns, there are two very different categories. First, you've got legit wellness and spa massage places. These are easy to spot. Clear signage, visible price lists, clean storefronts, and usually reviews online. They offer exactly what they advertise: a normal massage, often after a long day of walking temples or Pub Street. Then there's the second category, places that use massage more as a hook than a real service. You'll usually recognize them quickly. Sometimes it's the vibe, sometimes it's the location, and sometimes it's the way you're approached. As you walk by, you might hear quiet whispers like, "We have private rooms, sir." That's your cue to slow down and think before stepping inside. The most important rule here is simple: clarity before entry. Always confirm the exact price and what's included before you walk in. If pricing feels vague, rushed, or keeps changing, that's a sign to leave. A common issue in sketchy places is the price suddenly increasing once you're already inside, and that's something you want to avoid completely. Stick to places with clear menus, visible storefronts, and reviews. If something feels off, trust that instinct and move on. There are plenty of legitimate options around, and there's no reason to take unnecessary risks. Handled this way, massage in Siem Reap stays what it should be: straightforward, relaxing, and drama-free. So let's wrap this up with a simple question, and I really want your take on this. Siem Reap nightlife, fun or overrated? Here's my honest conclusion. If you're thinking about coming to Siem Reap only for nightlife, this probably isn't the right destination. In its current state, the scene is limited, sometimes feels quiet, and compared to even Phnom Penh, there's simply not that much action or variety. That's just the reality on the ground. But, and this part matters, if you're coming to Siem Reap for culture, temples, food, and sightseeing, it's actually a very good place to spend a few days and nights. Days are full of activities, and when it comes to evenings, Pub Street bars do the job just fine. It's simple, social, and price-wise very effective. Just keep in mind that choices are limited, so expectations matter. Siem Reap is a quiet, family-type town, with long-term expats living here. It's not a party city built around nightlife, and once you understand that, it works exactly as it should. To make navigating everything easier, I've linked a custom Siem Reap nightlife map in the description. All key areas marked, no guessing. If this guide helped you, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Siem Reap nightlife, fun or overrated? And if you want real on-the-ground updates, practical tips, and local insights that go beyond YouTube videos, I run a private Lazy Nomad VIP Telegram community. It's more than content. It's a group of people who actually live and travel across Southeast Asia and look out for each other. You'll find the link below. Thanks for tagging along with Lazy Nomad. Until our paths cross again in the neon-lit streets of Southeast Asia, keep exploring, but always keep it lazy. Good night, and see you on the next adventure.